Hey everybody, welcome back to Darvanalee Design Studio. For those that don't know, my name is Nicole Reed and today we are here for a Stitch With Me. We are going to go for a finish today, so let's get started. Well, good morning or good evening, everybody, no matter where you're watching from. Thank you for taking some time out of your day and spending it with me while I do a little bit of stitching. As I said in the intro, we might be getting a finish today. As you can see, I have done the half leg of a Let It Snow. I do have a little bit of a back stitch, but I'm not sure if we're going to get that today done or not. And I'm still in two minds whether I'm actually going to put it in or not. So the chart that I'm working on is Let It Snow, and as you can see, somewhere else is down the bottom. But as you can see, I've got all the half legs done, so I'm pretty happy about that. And I just have to make sure that I get everything in place. I've got, as I said, I do have a little bit of back stitching to do in this one, so I probably won't get that done while we're here today, but we're definitely going to get all of this done. And of course I swap out next week, so for the next week's stitching, and I've got that to talk about today as well. All right, so let's just, without further ado, get stuck into the stitching. As you can see, I have done a lot of a prep for this one. I just thought it's easier, less mistakes will be made that way. So we're going to just get the crosses done. I've got all my needles loaded up. How prepared am I? I think the only one that I do have to, the bottom leg, I've got to add a needle onto that, so we could get that done. But there is somewhere else in backstitch down the bottom it needs to be put in, and I've also got some backstitch to do with the metallic thread as well, the Krynic. So I will definitely have to look at doing that outside of my allotted 7 days, but I don't know who I am to this week, but I have managed to get, let me just show you, a couple of finishes done. So I got Holly Jolly was the first one when I started this. I had the Holly Jolly done and I had the 2 baubles. So I got all of this down here done and a few other little things, and I got the beading on. And it's the first time I've used Krynic, and it's also the first time I've done beading as well. I don't know how I feel about the beading, but they're on. That's all that matters, right? So that is done, and it's got the interfacing on the back, so everything is nice and secure. I can now just sit that into the box until I'm ready to play with it and get it finished. Then, and that was on 28 count. That was on antique white, I think it is, or maybe antique cream. It's a little bit mottled. I got it from, it's an even weave, and I got it from Sew It All Australia in their little sample packs that they have, or scrap packs that they call them. They usually have like 9-inch squares in them, and they're perfect for these sort of things, but I didn't have any more of that, so I went with an 8er this time, and this one is an 18 count. As you can see, I've got beading in here again and Krynic as well, and it's considerably amount smaller. I don't know how I feel about these beads on here at all, because they seem a little bit bigger. I feel like the beads possibly could have been a little bit smaller. So I'm not actually going to finish this. I'm going to go and have a look at some seed beads and stuff like that. But I got all that done, and I'm using CXC threads as well. So they're a little bit more dense. And these are 2 strands that I'm using, and you can see the coverage on that is really, really good. I'm still new to beading and all that sort of stuff, so I'm still getting the hang of it. This one here, these are on nice and secure. I worked out how to get them nice and secure, and because I needed to make a line of it. These ones aren't so much, so I'll probably play around a little bit more with these before I finish it. So that's where we're at. Now this is called Desert Sands, and this is hand dyed by me, and it's not showing true to color. It's also got its opalescent as well, so it's got some sparkle in there, and I think that this one will make a nice round little flat ornament because it's smaller. If I was to do these again, I would probably even go up to 20 count Aida, 40 count, make it smaller again, just to get them as ornaments. I think that is really, and I'd probably do them on a linen or something along those lines. But I like how it come out. The colours are really nice and all the things. And then we're on to the next one. So this is chart 2, and as I showed you earlier, it has the Let It Snow on it. It also has, because it came with 2 charts. So let me just see if I can bring that up for you without too much reflection. So I'm working on the Let It Snow one, but there's also the Stay Warm, which has the same colours in it, although the blue is being highlighted with the hat and the red has got the gloves. There's a little bit of backstitch and there's beading in that one. They are all beads. Personally, I don't think I'm going to do the beads there. I think I'm just going to do a red, I don't know. I'll see when I get there. But it's got Cryonic and all that sort of stuff. So I won't be moving on to that until it comes up in the rotation again. But I got to, like, this is going to be a 3rd finish. And I think because it's only going to have the backstitch, which is going to take me all of 10 minutes to do, I think I will just probably get this finished and then call it done. And now I'm just trying to find where my needle is. There it is, before I stab myself. So yeah, I'll get this done and then it's off. We'll see how we go though. I think I've only got 1 bead to put on this chart and that's it. And the rest is just backstitch. And then I realized that I missed a stitch here. So I've got to get that stitch in. And I've got to just pull a little scrap of brown to do that. So yeah, but I'm going to spend some time with you today and get this done. And basically call it done once we're finished. So it shouldn't take us too long at all. But yeah, all right. So let me know in the comments what you've been up to this week, what you've been working on and what you worked on while we were having our little bit of a stitching session today. Have you been joining the live streams on Thursday? Let me know that as well. And if you don't feel chatty, you can always just leave a little sewing needle in the comments, and then that way I know that you were here and you watched the video as well. All right, so what have I got planned? I have pulled out my next project because I start on that tonight. I'm filming this in the morning. I had a power outage last night, so I couldn't film when I wanted to film. Normally I film on the night, so that's why I am filming now. So yeah, I will be I work on these projects usually at night, and because that's after I've done a day's work and all the rest of it, I can sit down, I can relax, and I can just get on with it. And I've been spending about 2 to 3 hours a night. There's been a couple of nights when I've only done an hour because I've been really tired, and that's okay too, because progress is progress. I've decided that I'm going to set up my Heaven and Earth design Red Dragon, because that is the only non-Christmas thing that I'm working on this year. I'm going to set that up in the lounge room this weekend and just leave it set up, and then that way I can, because I don't normally stitch in the lounge room, but I have recently rearranged my lounge room, got rid of part of my couch, moved it into another room, the sofa bed part of it, and so it's freed up a lot of space in my living room, and I've got this single seater chair there that I can set it up, and so when the mood strikes me, I can, put a quick few stitches in. I'm doing 10 stitch on that one, and I'm almost across the top, so and I want to work on that every Sunday during the day, and then at night I will go back to working on my Christmas stuff. So I'll work on 2 different things, and I will take progress pictures and all things and show you what it looks like as we're going over on Instagram. And my friend Chrissy sent me a reel of someone that did a shorty floss tube, so I'm thinking about adopting that, and for the life of me I can't remember the creator's name. I'm hopeless, I really am. So I'll have to go, it's in Messenger, so I can go and have a look and at who the creator is a bit later. So but I thought that was a really, really good idea. I liked the idea, and I thought that is perfect, because as you heard last week, I am struggling a little bit with if I'm going to do floss tubes or not. I do like doing the floss tubes, so maybe when I've got a few things to show, I might do that. We'll see how we go. I may only just do it once every couple of months or something. I might do it monthly. I just don't know yet. Let me have a sip of coffee. As you can see, it's going pretty darn quick because I've done that half leg already, so it's not going to take us too long to get this done. Now, this whole chart has about 1,000 stitches in it, so you know these are pretty darn quick to stitch out. This is my third time stitching on this, so I started this on Sunday. And I only did let it and the top part, I can't remember now, but yeah, I only did a little bit on Sunday, and then I did a bit more on Monday. And as I said, I did stitch on this for a little bit yesterday, but then the power went out, so that was the end of stitching. And to be honest, I was pretty tired. I didn't really feel up to it either, so it's like, it's, you know, these things happen for a reason. So yeah. Alright, now let me just double check where we're going, because you know me, I'll end up making a mistake. Nope, that's right. Because I don't have Pattern Keeper open on my tablet, which I probably should have, but I've got the chart there, so that's alright. And I can sort of see there is a bit of a colour difference, not much, but once the full cross goes in, you'll probably see it a little bit better. But if I've got the chart open, I can just see how it goes, and it'll just help me out a little bit. Make sure I'm getting the right ones. Gosh. Can't get it in that hole there. Dear me. That's the one thing I do find with opalescent. I find it a little tougher to be consistent with my, not so much consistent, that's the wrong word, but I just find it a little bit difficult to push up through the bottom of the fabric, or even to go down if there's a little bit of the glitter there across the hole. It makes it a little bit trickier. On the even weave it's a little bit easier, but on the Ada it's been a little bit of an issue, to be honest. But I've got used to it a bit. It'll be good if I get a lot of the, like if I get, next time we've got the rotation, I get 1 or 2 finished as well. That'll be awesome, because that is very productive, I think. So yeah, it's only like 10 o'clock in the morning and I could already go a nap. I went to bed early too because of the power out, and I think that's actually done me a disservice, to be honest. How ridiculous is that? You get a decent 8 hours sleep and you wake up more tired. It's funny. Okay, just double checking. It makes it a little bit easier, like it's with the second leg, because I already have a spot where I can push the needle through and it works well. So, but when you go through the first time, it's a little bit of fluffing around, and even sometimes on the second pass as well, it can be a little bit difficult still. But we are getting there. I'm so excited I got this many done on that. I'm like, I don't know who I am this week, but anyway. I mean, am I going to get other stuff finished? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what comes up. I think that I might get a mini finish on my next project, which I will show you in just a bit, what I'm going to be working on next week. And it's good because I've just got the projects in the bag, and so I just pull from the front of the bag, and the other ones that I worked on this week will just go back into the bag, but at the back. So yeah. And the next one that I'll be working on, it will be for 7 days, and then at the end of the month Snow Village will be coming back out again, and that is really close to a finish as well. So like, as I said, I don't know who I am and what's going on, but apparently January is the month for finishing stuff. And then of course I will replace Snow Village with Farmhouse Christmas, and I haven't pulled it out yet, and I've got to get, I might actually do that today, pull it out, get it ready for a project bag and all the things, pull out the threads, and because I know that the threads aren't with it, because I've been trying to put the threads back into their containers, so when I go looking for a project I can pull some thread off and still have it in my master case. It looks so good. Okay, so I didn't notice, but my camera had switched off. So I was just saying how it was looking good. And yeah, I kept going. As you can tell, I have gone past where I was up to. So anyway, as I was saying, it's looking really good and I'm loving it. And I'm thinking that this is actually going to end up being a gift for my friend over in the United States. And yeah, I think it's perfect because my friend does not like snow and I like the little snarky bit down the bottom. So I thought that I'd do it as a little flat fold, and then that way I can send it on over and they can enjoy it. Right, let me just get some of this thread out of the way. I'm going to start doing this bottom one because I've got threads hanging around everywhere down the bottom. So we'll get into that and start doing that. I can come back to that a bit later. I'll cut a bit of a shorter bit on that, although I know that I will use these colors in the next chart. So yeah, all right, where am I at? Down here, right there. Oh, get as much of this out of the way as possible. So I'm going to jump around a little bit. Hopefully my camera, I didn't realize I had a couple of apps open and my camera is being a bit difficult lately, so it expects me to shut everything down, and so I'm thinking that I really need to go and get another phone and just take everything off this one, because this has got a really good camera in it, but it is also getting to be an old phone as well. So I think what I need to do is just go and get myself a new phone that I use for everyday use, and then just use this one for filming and filming only, which will work really well. So the problem is though, I do have an app on here and I'm just hoping that I don't have to, like if I have to transfer everything that's on there over, I'm going to be bleeding, because that was a huge job. So I may not end up taking that app off of there and just leaving it on the phone. So yeah, it's just very frustrating if that's the case. Hopefully it has a cloud backup. I'm pretty sure it does. I just can't look at it while I'm filming, so that makes it a little bit difficult. So yeah, and the lighting's not too crash, it's all right, but it's not crash hot out here today because it is quite sunny, and where the sun is at the time of filming, it's actually washing out the colors and stuff. So I don't know if you're getting a true color feel for this chart either. So, but you know, it's just one of those days, isn't it? But for the most part you can see what I'm doing, so that's a good thing, right? Could be worse, could be really blurry. I don't think it is. So but yeah, I'm just really surprised how quick these charts go together. Like I was like, oh, I'll probably get one done, and then I stitched it. I started it and then I stitched on it for a couple of hours and did a little bit on the Friday night, and I'm like, oh my god. And then I didn't work on it until this, did I work? No, I didn't work on it on the Saturday night. I just worked on it on the Sunday, and I pretty much finished it. I'm just like, except for the beading, and I'm like, wow, that went so quick. And even this one as well went so quick. So you know, you've got to have those little wins every now and again. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with what I got done. for this week. It's been a very productive week in the way of cross stitch. So, and I mean, anybody that's been here for a hot minute will be like, oh my God, because it's been a while since I finished anything. In fact, it's been a while since I stitched anything. But I'm really enjoying the 7-day rotation for Christmas 365 in 25. And yeah, so basically, as I said, we'll be, you know, each month starting on the 1st, we'll be working on a project. And of course, I'm doing exactly what Gail is doing, a 7-day rotation. But what happens is when we get to the end of the month, if there's a couple of days spare, so February there won't be, I'll only work on 4 charts. But this month I'm going back to whatever I stitch on in the first week, I stitch on for the last couple of days of the month, because, you know, there's only 4 7s in 31. So we've got 3 days spare. So that's what I'll be doing for that. And I will do a stitch with me for the Snow Village, as I'm probably coming to a finish. That because I know there's been a lot of you who have been waiting to see that finished for such a long time, because I've predominantly just used it on my stitch with me's in the past, whereas now I'm doing this 7-day rotation. And I was talking, as I said, I was talking to Gail the other day, and Gail saying that she really likes the 7-day rotation as well. And we were sort of thinking back, Gail was thinking back of when she done the rotation and really liked it. And I remember when I first started too, I also had a 7-day rotation. Not necessarily work on one chart for 7 days, but I always worked on the 7-day rotation, and I knew what I was working on each given day, because I would pull them out and then one day I would work on them. And that was because I was doing challenge stitching then. So I was in groups where, you know, you had to do X, Y, or Z for whatever charts that you were working on. And a lot of time I could work the chart into 2 or 3 prompts. So I got a lot of time onto each chart. And that was probably the last time, to be fair, that I got a lot of finishes done was 2020, end of 2019 and into 2020 and 2021. But yeah, and I'm feeling a lot more productive now, because I've got, you know, these are the charts that I'm working on. I'm working on a 7-day rotation, and basically that's it. Like, I don't have to go rummaging looking for things or anything like that. I can just get in, do the stitching that I need to do and be done with it. And that's what I'm really liking, is that I've got one bag. You know, I've already had these ones finished, and like this will go back in, because there's actually, I think I've got in the way of Christmas, I think I've got about 10 charts. Some are only single ones, some are from Shannon Christine, that is. Some are only single charts, some are which are 50 by 50, and then others are 2 charts like this one where there's 2 50 by 50s in it. So yeah, so I don't know how many I'm going to have by the end of it, but that's going to stay there until I've done all those charts, and then I can get them done. And if this week has anything to go by these charts, I'm going to have quite a number of these finished this year, which is absolutely fantastic. In fact, I'd probably go as far as to say I'll probably run out of floss for these before I get them all finished. But I'm super excited for that. And then I've got a couple of like big pieces. If I was doing them as small pieces, then, you know, it'll feel like I've got a lot more finishes. So I'm going to have, like, because I'm doing it as a big one large piece, I'm going to have you know, the micro finishes in it, like I did with Snow Village, you know. So that's Farmhouse Christmas, and then there's the one by My Fanny as well. So let me just check that my phone's not getting hot. No, it's must have been because the clock was running in the background. So yeah, that's probably what did it. That's good to know. But everything's closed down now, so that's good too. Alright, so I'm going to finish doing the lettering, and then I will show you what I'm going to work on next week. well, I'm finished doing the lettering to this thread. This may not get finished today, so we'll see how we end up. But we'll get a fair bit done with you today, which is good. I've been a bit slow with reading this month as well, so I feel like I've been a bit slow with everything except for my cross stitch. I still haven't done any diamond painting yet this year, but I do have a couple of Christmas ones that I'd like to get out. It's becoming painful, that thread's a bit wonky at the end. So let me just pop that out and find out what colour this is. Uh, 3848. Doing a bit of a loop start. Well, a bit. I am doing a loop start, not a bit of a loop start. Alright, as I said, I'll just finish doing this colour because this colour ends pretty quickly, and then I will show you what I'm going to work on next week. It's amazing how quick lettering goes though. Like, even in like big charts and that you have that have like quite large quotes and everything, it just seems to go so much quicker than, you know, doing rows and rows of stitching. And I feel like you get a lot more satisfaction having those quick things stitch out. Like, you know, especially when you're starting off like with a blank canvas and you just get that little giddy sensation that, oh, it's coming together so quickly. And that's what these ones are really like. They're like little popcorn, little snack size charts. I haven't checked if these are still available. I do know that Shannon Christine has Christmas clubs all the time. I think last year was the mugs, if I remember correctly. I think this year there's a gingerbread train, or maybe that was last year's, I can't remember. But anyway, actually it might be last year's one, because I think Gail collected them all, and that's the one that Gail's been working on. She worked on this month, but I'm pretty sure the mugs might have been actually 2023. Yeah, I think that was that piece. I definitely want to do that, but I want to get some of my Christmas whips down this year first. So it is in my cart, sitting there patiently waiting to be purchased. I'll just purchase the whole thing. But again, I'm going to do that as one big piece. Yeah, it is absolutely stunning. There's a lot of white in it, which is not always my favorite thing to work with. But if I do it, I will be doing it on a higher count, and I'll probably just use a 12 weight white. So yeah, I'll probably do it on 40 count. That seems to, or 20 count Ada, that seems to be my sweet spot. I really like it. I like the daintiness. Is that a word? Daintiness? Yes, it is. I like the daintiness of the stitching on the higher counts of fabric. I do have a piece, and it's not coming out just yet. It's in the rotation. I do have a piece where I'm working on 46 count, but I'm a little bit scared to stitch that on while I'm talking, so I will probably just stitch, film, and then do a voiceover for that one, because when I have done it in the past, I have made mistakes on it, and you know, the stitching is so tiny and the fabric is so delicate that I am a little bit hesitant to stitch while I'm, you know, chatting, because if I've got a frog out, I could damage the fabric, and it's the whole thing. So yeah, but anyway, that will be another day's issue, not today's issue. All right, one last stitch on that one. And I will have to thread that through on the back. I mean, I can do a finish there, but it's fine. I'll just thread it through on the back because I've got, I do have Cryonic to finish on the back, so I don't mind if I've got to do a little bit of that sort of stuff. All right, let me get this one sorted and we'll finish off these letters, and then, because I've only got a little bit left up here to do, all right. I like it when I do stitching like this, when I map it out. I have a lot of fun with it because I feel like, yeah, the mapping out can be a bit tedious and all that sort of stuff, but I really like the fact, oops, I'm starting in the wrong spot. I like the fact that it just seems to stitch quicker. I don't even know what I'm doing today. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I feel like I am super productive. Like I can do in one session, which was what I did all the half legs in. I sat down and, you know, did a couple of hours and I had all those half legs, and then I've come back today and I'm chit-chatting with you and all the things, and I just feel like I'm being extra productive because, you know, it's all getting finished, which is amazing. But I'll try not to keep you too long because my camera does feel like it's heating up again. So, I don't know what, yeah, I'm just going to have to go and buy a cheap camera to use, a cheap phone to use, and I need to take all the things off this and be done with it. It could be as simple as some game that I've downloaded, because I've been like rotating through games and that. I've been spending an hour or so playing a game here and there, and I really enjoy it. Sort of just playing a bit of a game, zoning out to it, not reading anything, not doing anything for work or anything like that, just chilling out and getting it done. It looks so good. Love lettering. It's so good, so quick. Even if you do fill crosses, it's still really quick. All right, let me just pause here for a moment. All right, so I am going to be working on this coming week. One of my favorite pieces. It is designed by My Fanny. And there are, I believe there are, I think I've got 12, but I believe that there are actually more right now. So the one that I have started is Santa Collection. You can find this on Etsy. It's by My Fanny. That is all of their information there. So if you want to pause that and take that information down, but if you just put myfannyinfo@gmail.com, is if you can't find it, you can always message them that way. But you can find them on Etsy. And that's where I got these from, which is the Santa Collection. So I have several of these. I think I've got 10 all up. And I'm just trying to... I don't have the cover picture for every single one. So I'm just making sure that... yeah, there's a whole heap of them. So this is what they look like individually. But I'm doing this as a big piece. And I'll just bring it up so you can see it. I have started on the second one. You'll just have to excuse all my threads. So I have started on the second one. Not today. This was a couple of, well, this is probably about 8-9 months ago, maybe this time last Christmas. So you can see I've already done one. And so basically what I'm doing is just doing each one individually, but side by side. So I've got enough fabric here. I believe that there are more now. I actually have 12 of them. So basically I'm doing 3x4. I may end up doing 4x3. We'll see how we go. If there's more, I might be able to fit them on. But as you can see, I've done the owl. I'm using CXC colors for this, to the equivalent of DMC, which are the called for colors. And as you can see, that's what it looks like. Now let me just bring it up. I'm pretty sure they're all DMC. Yes, DMC threads. And the stitch count on this is 50x70. So again, it is a smaller piece, and I'm stitching this on a piece that's hand dyed by me, and it is 32 count. It's called Grey Skies. So it looks very blue on the camera. It's like a grayish blue, but I'm going to load this up, and I'm just going to stitch my little heart out every night, and hopefully I'll get 1 or 2 of these finished during them. I'll definitely get this one finished during the week. There is actually a lot in these, but as I said, they're 50x70, so they're not overly big. Yeah, if I had my time again, I'm using Cosmo White in this one. I just seen that in the which is the equivalent of B52, I believe. Let me just pull it out and make sure. Yeah, so that is the Cosmo White. I don't know, I just feel like it sits a little bit nicer. It feels a little bit nicer to work with as well. I know that a lot of people have just recently, I've noticed a few people that are using Cosmo and all that sort of stuff, and I have the whole collection here. So but I'm using CXC for the colors because I like the coverage on that, and then I'm using that for the white. So I think, and the white stands out quite nicely on here, and you can see the stitches are looking pretty good as well. So and I haven't done anything different than I do with DMC. They just seem to sit a little bit better, and the Santas are so cute. So that is what I'm going to be working on. I also do have another piece that I will be working on as well. I don't have the chart as such, and it's from my collection of pillows. So I may end up putting some, I pulled this out, both of them at the same time. So I don't know whether this was the first or whether it was the second. So if I get some time, I might put some into that. I don't know yet. We'll see. I just accidentally pulled it out at the same time. So that might be next week's one that I work on, because there's quite a border to go on that and all the rest of it. So, but I still have this little bit to finish down here. I don't think I'm going to get it finished in this stitch with me, but we've come damn close. But I am excited to be working on this tonight. And these are so cute. And so is the other one. Like, we've got a white owl there as well with a bit of grey in it. So they're super cute. And all the little Santas, look at the little Santa, like popping out from behind his hat as well. So super cute. But I'm going to leave it there for today. I've just got this little bit here. So I'm just going to put this away now. We'll see how we go. And when it comes out again. So it just depends on how many finishes I get. So I've still got Snow Village to work on this month, and I'm working on the My Fanny one. I think I might just actually put that little winter pillow back into the rotation, and that might come out next week or the week after or something. I might just close my eyes and slot it in, and where it ends up, that's where it ends up on that. But that, as I said, that is it for me today. I got all of that done. I've got this little bit down here to do. I'm not going to be working on that anymore today because I've got to the end of my allocated time for my work day. I did do while the camera was cooling down, I did the cryonic over here, and I did the back stitch for that. So that is done now, and it looks super cute. But yeah, you'll definitely get to see this again. Of course, if I get something, like if I finish that winter pillow in its rotation, I might just pull this out and finish it as well. But as I said, that is it for me today. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up down below. If you've not yet subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon beside it, and then that way you're not going to miss out on any future posts. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Have a great day, everyone. Bye for now.